The pen hovers over the signature line. My own name, a name I share with him, a name that's supposed to mean trust, partnership. But the address on the mortgage pre-approval isn't our address. It's for a sleek new condo downtown, the kind we'd window shopped for years ago, dreaming of a different life, maybe a city life. He'd said it was an investment property, a surprise for our future. His hand had been so steady on my shoulder, his voice so reassuring. Just a formality, honey, your signature. To get the best rates, the ink from my pen looks like a trail of blood on the pristine white paper of the bank's final loan agreement. Not blood. Poison. My poison. And his. He just doesn't know it yet. The closing is tomorrow. He's been humming all week. If you've ever felt that cold dread crawl up your spine, that moment where the world tilts and nothing looks the same, tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're new here, please subscribe. It means more than you can imagine to know you're listening. Just 6 months ago, my life was normal, predictable, even. Coffee at 7, work by 9, dinner with Mark, my husband, around 7 again. We weren't setting the world on fire with excitement, but it was comfortable. We had plans. A small cottage by a lake, eventually. Maybe a dog once we both slowed down with work. He was an architect, always sketching, always dreaming bigger than our little suburban house. I'm an accountant, grounded, practical. We balanced each other, or so I thought. He'd started working late more often. Big project, he'd said. Tight deadline, I'd nodded. Made him a plate for later, kissed his preoccupied forehead. The distance grew like a hairline crack in a foundation, slow, almost invisible, until the whole structure is compromised. Then the emails started. Not to me. I was updating our shared tablet, clearing out old files, when his email pinged. Open right there. Usually I wouldn't look. Privacy, respect, all that. But the subject line snagged my attention. Apartment viewing. Unit 7B, curiosity, a small, unwelcome worm, burrowed in. I clicked. It was from a realtor confirming a viewing time for a luxury condo. Mark, looking forward to showing you, and here my breath hitched. Showing Chloe the place again. She seemed to love the view, Chloe. Who the hell was Chloe? My mind raced. A client? An associate? But the tone, it was too familiar, too intimate. She'll adore the finishes, the email continued. Finishes. Not blueprints. Finishes. My hands are shaking. I scroll down. Attached, a brochure for the Azure. Waterfront, concierge, rooftop pool. The kind of place Chloe would apparently adore. Not the kind of place you buy as a simple investment property with your practical accountant wife. Not without mentioning a Chloe. I feel sick. The kitchen, once warm and smelling of the bread I'd baked, now feels cold, sterile. He comes home that night, kisses my cheek, all smiles. Tough day, babe, he asks, oblivious. I manage a weak smile. Just tired. The lie tastes like ash in my mouth. For days, I live in a fog. I watch him, every gesture, every word, now suspect. His phone, once casually left on the counter, is now always in his pocket, screen down. He hums a lot, a little tune I don't recognize. He's happier than I've seen him in years, and the realization dawns, cold and sharp. It has nothing to do with me. I start digging. Not very ladylike, I suppose, but betrayal shreds politeness. Late nights, when he's asleep, snoring softly beside me. The nerve of him. I go through his laptop, his credit card statements online. Small charges at first. Dinners at places we've never been. Flowers, lingerie. The clichés are almost insulting. Then bigger things. A down payment for something, coded vaguely. My heart hammers against my ribs. Chloe. He's building a life with Chloe. The investment property conversation happens a week later. He's breezy, casual. Found this amazing opportunity, a condo downtown. Great rental potential. We could really build our nest egg. He lays out brochures, spreadsheets. It's the Azure. Unit 7B. My blood runs cold. It's a bit of a stretch, he says, so I'll need you to co-sign the loan. Just for the paperwork, better interest rate with both our incomes. He smiles that charming smile, the one that used to make my knees weak. Now, it just makes me want to scream. I feel a strange calm settle over me, a dangerous, icy clarity. Okay, Mark, I say, my voice even. If you think it's a good idea, inside, a storm is raging. He thinks I'm a fool. He thinks I'm just his little accountant, good for crunching numbers and signing on dotted lines. The paperwork arrives. Thick, daunting. He pushes it towards me at the kitchen table, a pen already clicked. Just here, here, and here, he points, eager. I scan the pages, my eyes catching on phrases. Joint tenants with rights of survivorship, co-borrower obligations, my signature next to his. Our names intertwined. For her. A wave of nausea hits me, so strong I almost double over. But I steady myself. I sign. He beams, kisses me. You're the best, Sarah. This is going to be great for us, The audacity. He's practically skipping. He's so sure he's got away with it. He's so sure I'm blind. But he underestimated me. He forgot I'm an accountant. I deal with numbers, with details, with the fine print. And I deal with deceit in my professional life, though usually it's just tax evasion, not this. The loan documents sit on my desk for a week. I read every line. I understand every clause. I know my rights, my obligations. And his. The closing is set for Friday. He's taking the day off. So is Chloe, I presume. They'll get the keys. Champagne, probably. Maybe Kristen, every room. The thought fuels a cold, hard anger in my chest. He's using our money, my signature, my trust, to build a love nest. The realization hits me not like a lightning bolt, but like the slow, dawning horror of a terminal diagnosis. This isn't just an affair. This is a meticulously planned second life, funded by our shared one. He's not just cheating on me. He's stealing from me, from our future, the one he's so convincingly painted with cottages and dogs. I look at my reflection. There are new lines around my eyes. I haven't been sleeping. Eating is a chore. But beneath the exhaustion, something else is hardening. Resolve. He wants a war? He'll get one. But I won't fight fair. He didn't. The week before the closing, I'm a ghost in my own house. He's whistling, packing a small, discreet overnight bag. For a business trip, he says, but his eyes don't quite meet mine. He thinks he's so clever. He thinks I'm just going to roll over and cry. He's wrong. I spend my evenings not crying, but planning. I make calls. Quiet, discreet calls. To the bank. To a lawyer. I learn things. Interesting things. About what a co-borrower can do. Especially a co-borrower who has been misled. The day before the closing. Thursday. He's almost giddy. He kisses me goodbye in the morning, a quick, dismissive peck. Big day tomorrow, babe. Wish me luck. Oh, I do, Mark.
I truly do.
He leaves. The house feels empty, but my mind is crowded. I have the bank manager on speed dial. I have my lawyer's notes spread across the kitchen table, right where he convinced me to sign my life away. The documents stare back at me. My signature. His signature. It's a contract. And contracts can be voided. Especially with cause. Fraudulent inducement, my lawyer called it. A beautiful phrase. I take a deep breath. It's time. I dial the bank manager, Mr. Henderson, a kindly older man who's handled our finances for years. Sarah, good to hear from you, he says, his voice warm. Just calling about that condo loan. Mark's been so excited. Yes, Mr. Henderson, I say, my voice surprisingly steady. There's been a significant misrepresentation regarding this loan. I was led to believe it was a joint investment for my husband and me. I have recently discovered this is not the case. It is, in fact, intended for a third party, his mistress, and I was induced to sign under false pretenses. I am formally withdrawing my consent and participation as co-borrower. I want this loan application terminated. Immediately, there's a stunned silence on the other end. Then a cough. Mrs. Miller, Sarah, this is highly unusual. Especially the day before closing. I understand, Mr. Henderson. I say, my voice like ice. But it is my legal right. The funds have not yet dispersed. My signature was obtained fraudulently. I have already consulted with my attorney. I can almost hear the gears turning in his head. More silence. Then, let me look into the provisions. This is quite the situation. He sounds flustered.
Good.
I wait. It feels like an eternity. He comes back on the line, his voice now formal, cautious. Mrs. Miller, given your statement and the potential legal ramifications of fraudulent inducement, the bank will have to suspend the loan pending a full review. This means the closing tomorrow will not proceed. A small, cold smile touches my lips. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. I trust you'll inform all relevant parties. Yes, of course, he says, still sounding bewildered. We will notify the sellers, the realtors, and Mr. Miller. I hang up. The silence in the kitchen is absolute. I did it. The first domino has fallen. Friday. Closing day. I take the day off too. Not to pack champagne. Not to pick out curtains. I imagine Mark, preening in his best suit, maybe picking up Chloe, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. They'll arrive at the lawyer's office, or the title company, all smiles, ready for the keys to their new life. I almost wish I could be a fly on the wall. Almost. Instead, I make coffee. Strong coffee. And I wait. Around 10:30 a.m., my phone rings. It's Mark. His voice is tight, strained, confused. Sarah? What the hell is going on? They're saying there's a problem with the loan. That it's suspended?
Did you talk to the bank?
I take a sip of my coffee. Yes, Mark. I did. What did you tell them? What did you do? There's an edge of panic now, a crack in his smooth facade. I told them the truth, Mark. I say, my voice calm, almost serene. I told them I was withdrawing my consent because the apartment isn't an investment for us. It's for you and Chloe. Dead silence. I can hear his harsh breathing. I can picture him, standing there, probably in some sterile office lobby, Chloe at his side, her face probably a mask of confusion, then dawning horror as she overhears. How did you know about Chloe? He finally stammers. Oh, Mark, I say, and there's a hint of that dry humor, the gallows kind. You architects are so brilliant with structures, but so sloppy with secrets. Emails, credit cards, it's a veritable paper trail of betrayal. You can't do this, he hisses, the panic giving way to fury. It's our money. My deal. Actually, Mark, I say, savoring this moment, this tiny, perfect shard of justice. It was our loan application. My signature, my good credit, my income considered. And I revoked my consent. No loan.
No condo.
No love nest for you and Chloe. Not with my help. Not with our money. I can hear a woman's voice in the background, shrill, demanding. Chloe, I presume, is no longer adoring the view. You bitch, he finally explodes. You calculating bitch. Yes, I say softly. I learned from the best, didn't I? You were so busy calculating your new life. You forgot I'm an accountant. I count everything, Mark. Every penny. Every lie. He's sputtering now, incoherent rage. What are you going to do? He finally manages. I'm going to file for divorce, Mark. I say, and the words feel liberating. I'm going to take everything you tried to hide, everything you tried to steal. This little adventure of yours? It's going to cost you. Big time. I imagine him there, his world collapsing. The smug architect, the master planner, brought down by a few phone calls, and the truth. His mistress, probably already realizing her sugar daddy's well is about to run dry, her dream apartment evaporating before her eyes. The humiliation, public, absolute. He doesn't just lose the apartment. He loses face. He loses control. And he's about to lose a lot more. The bank, alerted to his fraudulent behavior, will likely review all his finances. His career might even take a hit. Oh, the beautiful, intricate web of consequences. He built the structure of his deceit, and I just pulled the keystone. The aftermath is messy, but it's a cleansing mess. The divorce is acrimonious, naturally. He fights, of course, tries to paint me as vindictive. But the evidence of his affair, his deception with the loan, it's all there. My lawyer is a shark, a very well-dressed, articulate shark. Chloe disappears from his life almost as quickly as the condo deal did. Turns out, she wasn't in it for his sparkling personality when the sparkle was funded by his wife. I get the house. I get a very fair settlement. He gets a tiny, rented apartment, a far cry from the azure. Sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet, I think about it. The betrayal still stings, a dull ache where trust used to be. But there's also a strange, fierce pride. I didn't just crumble. I fought back. I used my mind, my skills, the very tools he thought made me predictable and safe. He thought he was playing chess, but he didn't realize I was the one who owned the board. It's a bittersweet kind of victory. I lost a husband, a future I believed in. But I found a strength I didn't know I possessed. The cottage by the lake? I might still buy it. Just for me. And maybe that dog. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever had to find that hidden strength to turn things around, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment with where you're listening from and what time it is. Your stories remind me we're not alone. And thanks for being here. Subscribing helps bring more of these to life.